Hey guys, welcome back to the Sonic Adventure Classic Mode Let's Play, and today we're tackling Red Mountain, which is another really great level, just like Speed Highway. Very different approach in terms of level design, but just another really great fun one. So this is definitely, along with Speed Highway and Emerald Coast, this is definitely another one that I like to revisit all the time. Again, great music too, not as good as Speed Highway, but still, very good. But anyway, as I was actually saying, I was talking about Sonic's personality. And while I don't mind Sonic's personality in this game, I do really wish we could get a game which kind of captured the personality from the Sonic CD animated sequences, and also the Sonic OVA to some degree. I like a Sonic who's kind of, he's, skilled and in charge and kind of knows what he's doing, rather than just being, a character that's dumb, I guess you would say. Because a lot of the time Sonic is kind of shown to be the dumb one, the one that just kind of jumps in there and, doesn't think about any consequences or anything. Whereas a lot of the times we actually got to see Sonic with a bit more personality in the classic era, he certainly didn't seem like that to me. He seemed like when I think of Sonic CD, for example, I think of the scene where like Sonic rushes in to, save Little Planet and things like that. Or at the very end when he saves Amy, and Amy's kind of covering her eyes because she's scared and all that, and Sonic's running really fast. And basically Sonic drops her down outside Little Planet, and he looks at her, and he motions to her to stay there. And then he kind of slowly backs away and then dashes off, to just making sure that she's staying there and not following him or anything. And then he goes to nail Eggman and with a rock, as I recall. And it's just one of those things where he kind of feels like he knows what he's doing, he's in control. He and Eggman are kind of on an equal level. Assuming that actually makes any sense, of course, but you know what I mean. Like, Eggman is certainly in control of all the bad stuff that's going on, but at the same time Sonic is kind of correcting everything as fast as he can, and he's just as in control on his side. Another thing I kind of like, in the OVA is a lot of the scenes that Sonic has with Metal Sonic, and but actually, no, let me talk about a little scene in that which involves him and Tails. So I think it's basically Eggman is holding the President and his daughter hostage, and Sonic and Tails are there. So Eggman tells the robots to kind of stick their guns on him, and basically what happens is Sonic and Tails just kind of glance at each other, and then at the speed of light, just take apart the robots in perfect unison. And I kind of like that teamwork aspect as well. That's something that we haven't really seen much of in really any of the games, to be honest. Sonic 2 and 3, I guess, would be the closest, but even then it's, Tails is very much along for the ride, I'd say. But stuff like that is always cool. I like the way that Sonic had to deal with Metal Sonic in the OVA as well. And particularly kind of those last moments where, Sonic and Metal Sonic are just kind of talking and Sonic's trying to save Metal and stuff like that. They're all kind of qualities that I used to associate with Sonic as a kid, but I kind of haven't seen them for, a long time now. So I don't really associate with them anymore. The OVA was honestly, as a kid, my main source for figuring out, the depth of Sonic's personality. Because even though I'd played, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Adventure 2 was probably the only one I'd played where he actually had a a voiced character. And he really just comes across as one type of personality rather than actually a deep character. Or not even a deep character, but a multifaceted character. So, that's just something that I would actually like to see. I'd like to see a return to that. Lost World and those sort of... Lost World in particular, I guess. And Sonic Boom, actually. They've kind of made Sonic the dumb one, and, everything's kind of... He causes the problem, and then he has to fix it, and stuff like that. It's not really a sort of approach to Sonic that I like, personally. Oh, Sonic, you and your glitchy victory screen. Tails, you got something right there. Yes, the victory screen in this game is really weird. But, okay, only one part away, we've got another Sky Chase level. And this time, the sky is dark. Ooh. Changes everything, I'm sure. But, There's really not much else to say about this, to be honest. Nothing really changes. You're just flying around the egg carrier again. The, gets a little bit old by this point, but I will say, of course, we are flying the Tornado 2. And this is actually a plane built by Tails. A lot of people actually kind of forget that the Tornado 1 was actually Sonic's plane. And, you know, not that he necessarily built it, but he owned it and maintained it, I guess. And then Tails just flew it in Sonic 2. But, yeah, this is actually the plane that's Tails himself built and would pilot as a mech in Sonic Adventure 2. So, yeah. But anyway, something I actually haven't talked about much is the hub worlds in the game. And there's, I guess you could probably say about 4, really. There's Station Square, which is the inner city, and you can talk to some of the NPCs, but the dialogue isn't really anything I'd say is worth tracking down. You can't really do much there, to be honest. You know, there's the Mystic Ruins, which is this kind of... it's got a subway, or rather just a train, which connects to Station Square, and there's some explorers around there and stuff like that. But nothing much interesting again. There's the Angel Island one, which leads to Red Mountain, and also has the Master Emerald Shrine. I love Tails' Get Sonic Out of the Way claw. Okay, so the Tornado 2 transforms, and absolutely nothing changes from a gameplay perspective, it just looks slightly different. So, there you go. But this is powered by a Chaos Emerald. But anyway, as I was saying, aside from that, there is the kind of... I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it's basically like a rainforest, Amazon rainforest sort of area. And really it's just a very confusing large area, which connects to one of Eggman's bases. And yeah, that's really all the hub worlds. They don't amount to much, they're not very interesting. There's nothing really to do in them. There's a few places where you can find upgrades and stuff like that. For example, the Lightspeed Dash ability that I have, that comes from an upgrade that you can find in the hub world. So certainly an interesting idea, trying to, well, in a lot of ways capitalize on what Mario 64 did, I'd say. Just with kind of a different style of environment. But I really don't think it worked very well, and I guess Sonic Team thought the same thing because they went back to a standard level-to-level progression in Sonic Adventure 2. So, you know, no loss really. Although I would certainly be interested to see them try it again in a different way. Although I guess that was Sonic Unleashed, and I didn't like that either, so I guess fair enough, level-to-level progression it is. But something I should actually mention, and this will probably surprise a lot of people, but Sonic Adventure has downloadable content. And that's because the Dreamcast was actually basically the first console to launch with, you know, internet capability. The Dreamcast was actually quite a versatile system, honestly. And you could install a version of Windows on it and stuff like that. A lot of different features that a lot of people probably never used. But if I'm just looking at the list here, of course, I certainly didn't have a Dreamcast at the time, so I could never capitalize on any of this. But, oh, actually there's the end of Sky Patrol, or Sky Chase. Yeah, Sky Patrol was Tails' game. But then we move on to the Sky Deck, which is inside the egg carrier. Oh, this level. This level. Not a fan at all. This is basically a level which is in a massive bottomless pit. And with glitches that can happen and, you know, a variety of different camera problems and stuff like that, what's it called again? Sky Deck is not your friend at all. And I'm about to demonstrate that, I'm afraid. Okay, so I've got to jump from here to there. Let's see. Nope. No depth perception whatsoever. Go down, Sonic goes. But that's alright. We're going to try and take a different path this time. But yeah, very, very tricky level. Not a fan of this one at all. But at least there are a few different paths you can take, and certainly with Tails you can actually break this level wide open. It's a little bit risky doing it with flying around with Tails, but you know, it's definitely the best way to do it, I think. No more risky than anything else. Whee! Okay. So that is one way to do it. Of course, even the ladders are booby-trapped. But going back to what I was saying about the downloadable content, you know, like they had a Dreamcast launch party where they put, you know, banners and balloons and things like that featuring the Dreamcast logo. They put that all around Station Square so you could download that and you get a special message. You know, welcome to the Dreamcast launch. This is just the beginning. Oh, poor Dreamcast. And then you've got, there was a Halloween party level, which is interesting. There was, let's see, so that had Halloween decorations for Twinkle Park. So, yeah, graffiti was on the walls, wishing players a happy Halloween, jack-o'-lanterns were there, dancing jack-o'-lanterns, there you go. Lots of fun stuff like that. There was a Christmas party, stuff like that. You know, Christmas trees would appear in Station Square and you could find really big ones. Oh, also the music changed to the a cappella version of Dreams Dreams from Christmas Nights into Dreams on the Sega Saturn, which was pretty cool. And yeah, oh, apparently the Christmas party though, that had a flaw that prevented the player from finishing Sonic's story mode if you downloaded that. Oh boy, oh boy! Hold on, Sonic! Okay, I was getting a little bit too gutsy there, I think. But we just made it. There was a Y2K party. Happy New Year in 2K. Wish you a good New Year. Please support Sonic in 2K. Well, Sega, you certainly didn't make that easy. So I guess that would have been just before Sonic Adventure 2 came out. Okay, so for some reason there's a little monitor here that tells us we need to use the fourth rocket to destroy the cannon or something like that. It was obscured a little bit by the flickies that we rescued. Actually, I should explain, the reason you rescue animals in this game is for the Chow Garden, which is basically a virtual pet simulator. I was big on it in Sonic Adventure 2 when I was a kid. I honestly couldn't care less about it now, but oh dear. Thankfully the cannon doesn't actually kill you, it just locks you into place and knocks you down. But yeah, the Chow Garden is one of those things that I really just ignore now. It takes a lot of work to actually... I just hit Tails with my jumping attack there. Okay. But yeah, it takes a lot of work to actually raise a Chow and things like that, and I mean, unless you really get a kick out of the pet simulator sort of thing, there's really no point doing it except for emblems. I mean, this is the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure, so you don't really get anything if you get all the emblems. In the DX version on GameCube and PC, you get a Metal Sonic skin, which is a pretty cool reward, but certainly nothing super exciting. And whoa, jump cut, eh? So now I guess we're on one of Eggman's robots? Or ships or something? Doesn't really look like Egg Carrier, does it? But unfortunately there's winds here that will buffet you and just kind of basically fling you off the edge. Which is very unfair, to be honest. But just the way it works, unfortunately. I actually just noticed, I didn't realise that while playing the game, there was a jump panel there that I could have used. That's a shame. And away Sonic goes! Ah! But of course, through the magic of editing, we can just jump right back here. Okay, so what are some of the other things? Oh yes, there was a Samba GP. So to celebrate the release of Samba de Amigo, they decided that they'd make an extra Twinkle Circuit, you know, bumper car track. And the music played on it is Supersonic Racing. I honestly do not know what connection that has with Samba de Amigo. Apparently the song is actually in Samba de Amigo, but, you know, still a bit of a weird connection. But, you know, I guess it's kind of fun. I like Supersonic Racing as a song. I find it, you know, just corny enough to be fun. But, I guess for free DLC you can't really complain. But yeah, none of the DLC was really very interesting. There was a AT&T competition in America, which had you... basically just time attack contests and stuff like that. There was a Reebok DMX competition in Europe, where you had to find 5 pairs of hidden Reebok DMX trainers in a certain amount of time, and you could win prizes and things like that. Interesting. Okay, so now we're trying to escape this vehicle. Whatever it is, I don't know if it is the egg carrier or what. Oh, or maybe we are back onto the egg carrier now. I really don't quite know. The jump cuts in this level are really weird. So yes, we've got to destroy this big cannon. Although we can only destroy it by launching a rocket directly down its, its barrel, I guess you'd say. And there we go. And now a jump cut to another location. It's a very disjointed sort of level. But anyway, the other DLC that basically came out, you had stuff in Japan. There was a bunch of Christmas trees, which would reveal Japanese messages and various Christmas songs, apparently. There was Hedgehog Hide and Seek in 1999, where players had to track down 5 pictures of actual hedgehogs that you find around Station Square. Wow, that's kind of meta, isn't it? There was you had to collect 6 Mr. Yukawa cards or something like that. Who was the Sega manager? Okay. A special type of Chow. Yeah. So anyway, Sega was certainly trying a lot of different things with the DLC, and certainly the very concept of DLC was very unusual at the time. Now this can be a little bit tricky here, so you've got to actually jump up and grab the crane. This is actually probably not the worst part of Skydeck, but certainly can be annoying. Everything is kind of tilted, and your physics kind of get a bit messed up when Sonic's on an angle. This doesn't feel quite right. Although I do actually like the idea of of the level kind of tilting like this, just not when it actually affects my controls. But anyway, you've got to run up these conveyor belts and all this stuff. Sonic really glitches up them. It's very weird to watch. Also, a very big sort of level. And unfortunately, you can actually fall quite a ways if you do the wrong thing. As you can see right there, the level just completely shifted. So you can kind of end up dying or getting thrown back a long way. You'll notice that there have been several lives given to me in this level. I'm pretty sure the developers knew. Come on, Sonic, you've got to let go sometime. Oh yeah, we're moonwalk monkey bar climbing. I kind of love the little animations that they have. Okay, so got to be very careful to dodge all of these. To be honest, I'm not sure what can and cannot hit you. I don't know if some of these actually don't have hitboxes or what. But it's kind of a constant thing in Sonic Adventure, to be honest. I can never quite figure out what has a hitbox and what doesn't have one. Sometimes I will swear that something hit me and it won't register, whereas other times I'll swear something didn't hit me and it will, so who knows. But beyond all that, I've got up a page about basically all the baser elements of Sonic Adventure, and there isn't too much to say really that I haven't already said. I mean, very small changes, of course. Knuckles was going to have an uppercut move. The Chaos Emeralds were going to be the original design. But something I actually find really interesting, continuing on from what I was saying earlier about the hub world, is that Station Square, in the final game, basically loads one area of Station Square at a time. And you've got to kind of go through a loading screen for each section of Station Square. Whereas the beta actually shows that it was originally going to be one massive area which was all interconnected, which I think was actually quite impressive if you could pull that off on the Dreamcast. That's certainly a reasonable sized area to pull off. But that is the end of this part, so thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.